very welcome to the Today Show, live as always from Cork. Lots of fun and inspiring stories for you today.
Yes, we meet the man who survived being struck by lightning.
You're very welcome back. Now, our next guest is part of a very exclusive club, people who have been struck by lightning and lived to tell the tale.
Actor David Gilna from Swords. You're very welcome to the show. You're lucky to be here. We'll chat about the ball from the blue in a few minutes, but tell us about life before that.
Yeah, I was just like a young fella from the Mecca, the parish of the Swords, County Dublin.
The Mecca.
And I started doing acting in a place called The Factory, which is in Barrow Street in Dublin. And I just loved it. It was a bit of crack at the weekends, dancing, singing, acting the maggot. And then I never looked at it as a career. I just started getting auditioning for the first time, doing radio plays, doing plays, small bits in films. Never thought anything of it as a career until I moved to America. I started to work over there. And all of a sudden, I looked at it as a career. I wanted to go study in college, and it was my passion of mine. So I was really into my sports, but then once that changeover happened, that the arts was my life, to be creative, to fill that creative soul.
And you wanted to, you saw yourself up there. You know, you were heading in the right direction. As you said, you were picking up roles quite easily.
Yeah. I joked with my parents that I'd get a full sleeve tattoo if I got 5 acting gigs in a row, and they thought that's never going to happen. And then it happened, and then they're like, "You're going to get the tattoo?" And I said, "No." But yeah, I just thought, this is great, isn't it? You just go from job to job. Yeah. And then you realise it's not like that. You get to know the dole office, and but yeah, no, I was blessed. I got gigs and roles, and I got down to the last 2 for some amazing films, and you know,
it was all looking.
It was
really
looking
good.
Great, yeah. And then,
looking bright, pardon the pun, for the next question.
Yeah.
So tell us what happened.
Yeah, I was. I'd worked on a film called Dawn of the Dead, and I was on set. That was in 2003, and I'm hooked up with a guy who was a set designer, and he said, "Look, I've got work for you for next year. Do you want to come back?" So me and my friends, we went on a J1 visa to Boston. It was a beautiful sunny day, and I was on a balcony, and there was a ladder on the balcony that started to move, and there was kids next door, so I thought the ladder was going to fall over, and I went over to grab the ladder, and then bang. It hit me.
A bolt of lightning hit you?
That's when I say out of the blue. It's when lightning strikes on a sunny day.
Yeah.
Out of the blue?
Yeah.
And
it hurt. People always ask me that. Yeah, no, it hurt a lot.
Yeah, because that's what I mean. What did it... So, obviously...
The pain, because it...
Where did it hit you
It entered my right hand and then came across my body and hurted out of my left foot. So your balance is in your hearing and in your balls of your feet, and my skin was torched.
What was the conductor? Was it the ladder?
The ladder. The lightning knew where it was going to hit, and then instead of hitting the ladder, it hit me.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
So does it go through you then?
Completely,
so it goes in and out as well?
Yeah, and you burn from the inside out, because the heat is so...
It's like radiation.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's like, you know, I don't have to get a hairstylist because my hair always spikes up. No.
Okay.
I've heard all the puns. But you have to... It's sense of humour. Humour is massively important to...
Okay, but tell us about the crucifix.
Oh, yeah, well, see, my mother gave me enough mass cards and guardian angels to set up a small kiosk in the local church, as you do. And I love her to bits. But she gave me a crucifix and a guardian angel, and I'm mad into my angels. And what happened was, when I got hit by lightning, the chain melt, but the cross stayed.
You were wearing this around your neck?
Yeah, the cross stayed. And it was one of those things, I believed that my guardian angel saved me. I believed that I was given a second chance. And when I woke up in hospital, I didn't really know what happened. I was like, no, surely I wasn't hit by lightning. And I had a team of doctors around me. And they're like, do you know where you are? You're in the ICU. This is Boston. Your name is David. You're on a J1 visa. And I turned around and I said to all the doctors and the specialists, I said, question for you. Does that work? And they were like, what work? I said, you know, my manhood. And they're like, yes, but you might not walk again. And I said, perspective.
Okay. But hang on a second. So the chain melted and the crucifix...
Crucifix stage, yeah. I've got scars.
Did they say something to you about that?
What?
Did they say something to you?
No, they were...
Medical people are not going to comment
no,
on that.
They're not. If you realise the amount of electricity that passed through my body, my heart stopped for, I think, 3 minutes and 22 seconds. I had no feeling from the neck down.
What is the survival rate, actually?
What?
Do you know what the survival rate is?
I wouldn't want to Google it, but I wouldn't say it's the best.
Your parents came to visit?
Yeah, no, my parents are amazing people. They give me my drive and my spirit. Oh. Yeah. Wheelers and dealers and shakers, I love them. But the specialist said to me, oh, you might not walk again, sensitivity, your vision might be gone. And my mother looked at me and she held my hand, and she's a very religious and spiritual person. She goes, "Can you feel my hand?" I said, "I can." She goes, "Can you see me?" I said, "I can." And she said to the specialist, "Enough is enough." She goes, "Let's not worry on an empty stomach." And we left the specialist. And I haven't looked back since.
My God.
It's the power of this, I've found, the power of... the doctors kind of gave up on me. And it was my parents, my family, that once I believed that I would be better again, once I didn't let dark thoughts enter my mind, I really believe it was my positive...
Mind over matter.
Mind over matter, literally.
And your faith as well.
What?
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
Were you religious before this, or spiritual, whichever you want to call it? Were you...
I was 18 and I was a young
No, you were
fella.
just... Your mother was gave you a medal, you wore it.
Medals, mass cards, you know, you name it, we all had it, you get me? St. Anthony medals, Medjugorje medals. But when something like that happens to you, and I'll never forget the moment that I took my last breath, I would call it. And I'm looking at my life from a different perspective. Let's say the out-of-body experience.
Did your life flash before you?
It did, yeah. And when I took that, I'll never forget, I took that breath and I woke up and I was alive again. And I thought...
This is amazing here. This is your...
Oh, yeah.
The hospital, actually. The admission, the lightning strike.
Yeah. Physical
unreal.
exercises to do, yeah. Thank God I had health insurance.
I know.
Were you paying too much for it though?
Can I ask you a question? When you actually left the hospital and all that, then did it take you a long time to recover?
Mentally and physically, I pretended that the accident never happened. I didn't want to talk to anybody. The specialist said to me I should write down. I had a real problem dealing with people, talking to people. Because of all I went through, it was more of a mental thing and a physical thing. And then I started to write as a form of therapy. Then that became, I gave it to friends of mine who were actors. That turned into a play.
This is the play Gift of Lightning.
Yeah, because it's a gift of
You
a second
couldn't make
chance.
it up.
Yeah. And the year I got hit by lightning, the Boston Red Sox won the World Series. And they say that I broke the curse of the Bambino. And then I got to go to...
2004.
Yeah, when we didn't have social media. And it was all emails. But yeah.
What about a film? With a movie?
Yeah, I sold a funny enough story. The play went to London. And I was chatting to these people. These producers came. They took me out for dinner like, "Hey, kid, we want to make your play into a film." And I was like, "Give over, will you?
Yeah.
Good luck." And I went. And then they rang the theatre the next day. "No, we want to meet you again." So I sold the rights to Blue Pit Productions to be turned into a feature film.
Wow, and you're still continuing on the arts road.
Oh my God, yeah, no matter who you are, you have to feed that creative soul.
When can we expect the movie out, David?
What?
When can we expect the movie out?
I don't know.
Wait and see.
Wait and see,
Wait
yeah.
and see. Looking
David, thank
forward
you
to
very
it.
much
David,
for coming
thank
to
you.
us.
Having us on
Thanks
the
a
show,
lot.
guys.
Great to talk to you. Great story.
You couldn't make it up.
No, you could not.
Couldn't make it up.
up.
Now, our next guest is super healthy, hardly surprising, as she is the dietitian on Operation Transformation. Let's have a look at Eva Hearn in action, giving out about portion sizes at places where we socialise.
I was just so annoyed. I was annoyed that you had to go to the cinema and act like a bloody martyr to enjoy a night out. You know, there's no healthy options. And I think when we look at